and then
You need to unmute yourself, Pawan.
I'm unmuted. There is something wrong with the system.
No. Now you're audible. You're very audible.
Yeah. Good evening, friends. Welcome to New Age Leadership Series of PawankumarShukla talk show. As you know, guys, this talk show was started during these unprecedented times to add a lot of value to people. And today we have with us a very unique guest, a person who is an 35 years, and not only that, she is a generous human being. Yes, friends. She is none other than Dr. Suhani Mendonsa. Dr. Suhani.
Pawan, I cannot hear you. I can hear you in cuts. But a very, very warm good evening to all the viewers. And thank you very much, Pawan, for having me on your wonderful talk show. This is Dr. Suhani Mendonsa saying hello and namaskar to everyone.
Yeah, so I'll be reading out about there is a huge biography about Dr. Suhani. I'll be taking time to tell about this wonderful human being. I really I admire her, and not only her work, but also the kind of human being she is. Not only professionally. Am I audible, Dr. Suhani?
Yes, now you are.
Yeah. So she is the talk show host at Suvi's Power Meets, and she is director and event conceptualizer at Yellow Spider Events, and also she is the project director at Mendonsa Foundation. So at Yellow Spider event, Dr. Suhani Mendonsa conceptualizes and executes online events. And till date, with over 25 years of experience in the event industry and an honorary doctorate in event management, she also teaches event management at St. Paul's Institute. And not only that, so for the underprivileged, she has the other side also, the generous part. What I said to you, she gives a lot of career guidance to programs along with placement opportunities to a lot of people. And for the underprivileged women, she has started skill development programs to help them gain financial independence in association with ABMMS, a German trust. Her goal, along with Dr. Vivek G. Mendonsa, is to enable cleft lip palate correction surgeries for 5,000 children in India. So that's just amazing. And also, she has unique achievements, and she has been contributing in various capacity and supporting the efforts of Don Bosco Development Society, Women Build India Foundation, Light of Life Trust, and many more. And also, she has unique achievements. She has received an honorary doctorate, and she has received Mahatma Gandhi Award for Social Service at the House of Commons, London. Mind it, it is one of the top award a person can get. So that's just amazing, Dr. Suhani. And she's also pioneered the concept of karaoke antakshari. She is certified corporate director, and she has done tons of social initiative, which we will be speaking to her and interacting about the entire thing. And also, as I said, like she is there on a lot of philanthropy association along with lot of entrepreneur platforms and association. So welcome, Dr. Suhani, to my talk show. And having you is literally, I'm so very delighted, and you are one such person that I look forward to. So over to
Thank
you, Dr.
you.
Suhani.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Yeah. So, Dr. Suhani, moving forward, I want to know like what inspired you to start with your event industry? Like, what inspired you? How was your journey for 25 years? And I really want to know about that.
Okay, so it all started when I was about just 13 years old. And I decided that I want to be financially independent. And
Yeah.
sometimes as a child, the surroundings, the things that you see happening, you just make up your mind, it has an impact on you, and you make up your mind that this is what you want to do. And I started earning by the time I was 15. So my first earnings as a mehendi artist, and I was very, very excited. And that's where my journey started as where work to give back to society, the social work that we say. So for me, it started parallelly at the same time. And then from the age of 15 to about 22, I did whatever work which was legal,
Wow.
which would pay me money, I would do it. And I did it. So you can ask me anything. Suhani, you've done this work, and I'm sure I would say yes, because I have worked as a sales girl. I have worked in the marketing space. I have done marketing, various marketing, from door to door marketing to marketing products at petrol pumps, to marketing products at traffic signals, to filling survey forms, to marketing white goods, to marketing any product. You name the product, and we've done it. Hotels, we've done it. Anything, we've done it. So I remember there was a product at that point in time, a unique product called a Magna Scope, which was a kind of a rectangular shield which you would just put on your TV, and your TV would be magnified, so you would get an immensely large picture, you know. And I remember we had to carry that entire thing and go to various places, and we had to fix our own appointments. We had to do everything. So I think it gave me a lot of experience, Pavan, which held me in very good stead in my near future, as in when I was going to start my own business. Till then, I mean, when I was doing that, I didn't realize what good it was doing for me. So whatever work I did, I had worked backstage at fashion shows. That gave me my first experience from the glamour world, and I met the then supermodels, Arjun Rampal and Hair Jesse, and I was just a little tiny little teenager then, and we used to get paid about, I think, 300 rupees to just 500 rupees, I think, at that point in time. But it was very, very exciting, that, I'm getting that much of money, because at that time it was a lot of money for us. I have worked I've done production in college, for theater at college. So various things, right from singing to comparing to anchoring to, whatever came my way, I just wouldn't say no. There was that no word did not exist for me. Okay. And the
Wow.
same thing applied to me when I started my work. Right. So right from there to there, 15 to 20, 22, I told you I did anything and everything that came my way. Then when I graduated, I come from a very, very orthodox family, Gujarati family. My father was a Hitler. So for him, it was my way or the highway. And the poor man didn't know he had a daughter who was as stubborn as him and who wanted to do what she wanted to do. And I had my best friend who was my mother. And she
Okay.
saw that if I would not give leeway to this girl of mine, the second daughter of mine, it's not going to work for her in her betterment. So she stood by me. She let me do everything. I mean, even when I was working as a sales girl, I remember I was so excited because that's the time I got to meet Mrs. Dhirubhai Ambani, Kokilaben Ambani. you know.
Wow.
And it was a big experience. I mean, for a young girl like me, going to their house to deliver some the furnishings that we had done for them, and there she is, like, and and it was a great experience. So these are some experiences you can never forget. They're
Absolutely.
unforgettable experiences, and they have really, really held me in good stead. So there are so many such little experiences which I can go on, but since we have limited time, so I'll stick to this. So at 22, I mean, I said that, okay, now I'm going to listen to my dad, and I'm going to be a good girl, and I'm going to do a 9 to 5 job. So my then neighbors were one of the oldest stockbrokers and very well known stockbrokers, you see. And I started working with them, and it was great because at that time the stock market was very different, where you could go to the ring and you could do soda with your fingers, and it was very, very interesting. So on Diwali day, uh, they could take of the entire staff and go, and actually we did soda, so we felt very, very excited and elated. So it was great working, but there's something was missing because my right from 15 that I'd started working, doing so many different things, but always the creative side was always within me. That was something which used to excite me. So I just happened to meet a friend of mine over, coffee, and you know how women just talk, and she said that, why don't you do uh, I know I'm going to invite 50 women, and you're very good at all that. I said, what do you mean by all that? So you can talk on the mic, you can sing, you can entertain. So you have to entertain these 50 women. So I thought sometimes you just talk, you meet somebody, and yes, जैसे बोलते हैं ना रात गई बात गई, मैंने सोचा वैसा ही था. But next day, I get a letter in which it was very clearly mentioned, and I could only see one thing: entertainment by Suhani, and I died at that point in time for that fraction of a second because it was just 2 days away. And I called her up and I said, "Are you kidding me?" So she said, "No, use that. You would do it for me. You agreed. We've got 100 members. 50 they are definitely going to be there. So you better, come and do it." So I said, "Now what to do?" So Antakshari is a household game which everybody used to play. We have grown up playing Antakshari, right? And that's when the karaoke had come out. And I, being such a singing fan, had already got my karaoke set with me. So I said, what to do? And that's how I pioneered my game show, Karaoke Antakshari. And that's how it all began for me. Because I started doing not only women get togethers, special birthdays, special anniversaries, then started corporate parties, and then started pre wedding parties, to break the ice between the bride and the groom side. And that's when I started getting into the wedding scene, the wedding zone. Then, very soon, I had an event manager friend of mine who had hired me to do a lot of these karaoke shows, for his events. So he said that, "Swani, शादी करते हैं." So I told him, "तुम्हारी शादी होगी, मेरी शादी होगी, किसकी शादी करते हैं?" तो उसने कहा कि नहीं नहीं, wedding, let's do wedding planning. I said, "चलो करते हैं." By the time the client who he was already dealing with, he had you know had n number of meetings with him, and he was already fried. So he said, "Now, Swani, you take over. अगर बनता है तो करो, अगर होता है तो this is yours." I was crazily excited. I said, "My first wedding, wow, I've got it, I have to do it." Pawan, you won't believe it. I had to have more than 45 meetings with my client to actually get my first
Wow.
wedding. Yeah. So this is one thing which I always say: hard work and perseverance can get you anywhere. Whatever aim, whatever goal, you can achieve it. Whatever you aim
So,
to do,
Dr.
you will.
Suhani, after
Yeah.
listening to you, I know like your management was done till the time from the time you started your work. So you are a
Yeah.
management MBA, like management by wandering around. I mean, you have got practical degree by work.
Yeah.
A lot of
I,
people.
I I totally agree with you, Pawan, because the experience that I got from what I did right from the age of 15 to 22. So there were a lot of times, when my mom would hold my hand and she would say that, Are you okay? Like as I said, selling stuff. I mean, doing promotion of products at petrol pumps, doing promotion of products at on traffic signals. My mom would say that, Suhani, are you sure you want to do it? It's dangerous. I said, Mom, I'm somebody who's very cautious. But at the same time, if I want to do something, I'll do it, but I will take precaution. So let me do it. And she would be there. And then at the end of the day, when I would come back home, I would have so much to tell her. I'd even promoted a special ladies' cigarettes then, though I'm absolutely uh, against smoking, anti smoking. Okay. But at that time, it was a child, a young girl who wanted to work, who wanted to earn her money. So she said, okay, I would promote this. And Miss, it was the brand of the cigarettes I yet remember. It was called Miss Cigarettes, MS Cigarettes, because a woman never likes to tell her age. So it was always called Miss Cigarettes, and I had to go to so many women and ask them to try it out and then write what they felt, and so it was a very very different experience. And then at that point in time, a lot of times, today when I think back, and a lot of people ask me, how come you didn't get hooked on to smoking, or how come you didn't try? So I said that for me that was never the importance. The importance for me was what? A work which I'm doing, which is legal, which is absolutely right, and I'm getting paid for my hard work that I'm doing. You see? So for me, my goal was different. You see?
So,
Uh,
Swami,
that's it.
what kind of events you do exactly? What kind of events
Yeah,
like?
so as I got my first wedding, we did weddings. So then we did weddings. I have done art shows, I've done stage shows, and I have never looked back. They've never been my last event. There have been many repeated events that we have done. So we do a whole lot of variety of events. The thing is, Pawan, I've never learned to say no. So I remember I had to do an event for a science college, and I had to do an entire quiz show for them. And I didn't. I am not a science student. I'm a commerce student. You know. Yeah, but I went and I did the entire event for them. And I said I didn't say no to them. I went. I understood. I told them that would you be giving me the questions, how you wanted me to go about it, everything and all. And we behaved as if we knew everything. We knew everything was going with the flow. And there were about more than I don't know, there were more than 400 to 500 students present there for that event. you know and there were also at the later stage there were more than 900 participants. So we have done various events where we've never said no. But for me, I always feel that you have to move with time. So I
Absolutely.
feel today is the time of collaboration, and collaboration is the way forward. So we have collaborated with another events company, which is called Seven Track Events, and it's a very young team. It's led by
Okay.
a young boy called Sanket Latpate. And we have got along, we have worked together, we have done weddings together, we've done corporate events together, and we are really totally enjoying ourselves till came the pandemic and life took a full stop for us.
So that's my
So,
next question, Suhani ji. I know
yes,
Dr. Suhani viewers. I would like to tell you one thing.
yeah.
Dr. Suhani is an amazing host when it comes to event hosting an event. I haven't seen person of her stature being so humble. The way she handles guests. I mean, it's like her personal family wedding kind of experience what she brings. So that is something very unusual, basically. And I have been personally been a part of IC Inspiring Conversation. So I had that first hand taste of the kind of event and the warmness where she brings it to table. So mind it, if you think about events, you should definitely think about Dr. Suhani Mendonsa. She
Thank
is
you.
one such
Thank you.
lady. I strongly recommend her.
That's
So,
if I
Dr.
may
Suhani,
say
now
something.
this pandemic.
Before answering your pandemic question, I want
Yeah.
to get back to this. So I remember when I started doing karaoke shows, So a lot of time people, when you call them for a certain thing, they do only that and they leave. But for me, from day one, it was never that. So when I went for the karaoke show, it was not only the karaoke that I handled. I went there early. I saw everything was set up, and the food was okay and everything. I didn't need to do that, but that was me because this is something which is my second nature. I love to look after people, especially when I'm doing events, and I want to see that every person who comes is comfortable. Every person leaves with a smile on their face. That's very, very important for me. So I think that's what made it very, very easy for me because it's literally like second nature to me. That's the so I love doing that. I love hosting people. I enjoy it. I thoroughly enjoy it. And coming to your question about the pandemic, yes, the pandemic has put I would say,
So
we've
as
all
I
said
did
that
that
it.
question, yeah. So yeah, I want to tell that question. I want to repeat that question to you again. So as we know that due to
Okay,
lockdown, physical event came to standstill. So how did you
right.
handle this entire situation? First question. And second question is, what is your advice to people in the industry? How do you see way forward?
So I would say that we all say that events are stopped and it's a full stop for us. Well, I completely disagree to that. After 7 months,
Okay.
also I would say that we have to be patient and we have to be positive. Things will start. It will take time. Yes, it's taking a lot of time, and everybody has to make payments. It's not easy. It's not easy at all to survive in these times. So, as you rightly said when we were conversing earlier, that people are changing their professions because their industries have completely, come to a standstill. That's there. So, yes, you adapt to change. I'm not saying no, you do adapt to change. I did it. I was completely at a low. When in March, the lockdown was announced, just then we got a major corporate event to do.
Wow.
Okay, and our client is not telling us yes, is not telling us no, because he was like, even he didn't know what was going to happen, and we are
Yes.
totally advocates of our client. you know so then as soon as the days started passing, the lockdown, from lockdown 1 it became lockdown 2. And then our clients kept on calling us and kept on telling us that, we're not going to do this event, we're not going to do this. So we were absolutely fine with it. But then as time started moving, we realized that, okay, now we have to do something else. So what to do now? The entire world moved to online. So we said, okay, we will do online events. So during this entire lockdown, I started a Antakshri, online Antakshri, and it was a
Okay.
lot of fun. We had a lot of known friends, which you would also know, Yogesh, and
Yes. Yes.
a whole lot of them joined us, and it was great fun because you know why? That worked as when people would get online. Okay, so it would be like a pre-networking session. Okay, and then we would play Antakshri. We would have a lot of fun. And then people would actually connect and business actually happened.
Yes.
Oh no, so I felt very elated when I was called and I was told, thanks to you that I've got business. I said, God willing, thank God that you've got it. And that's about it. So we started doing online events. So a whole lot of us got together and we did a first online event where we had a very well-known singer by the name of Shailendra Anand Bharti, who
Yes.
sang wonderful ghazals and wonderful Bollywood music. And we did
Okay.
it to raise funds for a charity, Habitat for Humanity. And it was amazing. We had more than 120 to 150 people join in. So it was our first event, so we were very, 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 very elated and very excited. Then I did another event with another amazing young entrepreneur where we did a homathon. Like how you have marathon, we did
Yes.
homathon at home. So that also we did again with a good cause in mind for our foundation, Mendonsa Foundation. and we raised funds. So there also we had a whole lot of more than 150 people joining us, and we had people early in the morning who joined us, and actually we had a dance exercise where we had a choreographer who did a dance and a workout for us, and then you had to run, at home. And you could run all around your hall and all. It was a lot of fun because people were showing how they were going around in their house and in their homes, that they would go out and run and all. So it was great fun. So like that, we did do a few events. It's not that we do, but you know what, Pawan? We realized that doing these events is not enough.
Yes,
It's not even paying a salary of a person who's working for
absolutely.
us.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes, yes.
So then I was always doing my talk shows before also, but at that time I was doing it offline, and I was doing it only once a month, you know. Then I took it forward, and I started, I was like boom, boom, boom. And
So, so
at,
Dr. Suhani, what is your realization during this pandemic as an entrepreneur? If you are an
yeah.
entrepreneur in event management, and if you have hundreds of people working for you, because it's a huge industry by itself.
Mm.
So, what is your take for those entrepreneurs who are budding
So,
entrepreneurs?
mm, so I will
Yeah.
tell you something. So I started my talk shows as I was continuing it,
Yes.
and
Yes.
because of my talk shows, so I'm telling you how we have to adapt to change,
Okay.
you know. So because of that, I got three collaborations. So
Acha.
today I'm
Great.
collaborated with Brand New Year, I'm collaborated with Kidspreneur, and I'm collaborated with Business Goa, the only business magazine of Goa, you know. So things do happen, things do change, but today my entire industry, a whole lot of people are absolutely jobless. So if you see, when we do weddings, we have a whole lot of people working for us, right
Yes.
from the stage management to the sets to the lights to the sound to entertainment to the dholwalas to the folk dancers to the singers. There's so many people, to the musicians. What are they going to do? So there was this entire community of 300 people, and they had no food. Imagine. So, with the help of Don Bosco Development Society, we uh, the distribution was done to them, and they saw to it that they did get their daily essential kits, and they were looked after. So,
Wow.
we have tried and seen to it that
So that's my next
that
question, Dr. Suhani. That's you have
yeah.
answered that my next question. So
Mm,
viewers, I like to tell you that as I said, Dr. Suhani as an entrepreneur. Now, part two, she is an amazing social entrepreneur, social being as well, because the way she runs that the kind of energy. She's a person with compassion, because compassion is there with very few people. And in this pandemic, Dr. Suwani has touched the life of more than 5,000 people. So it was not a rest for her. Actually, she has worked every day. And Dr. Suwani, just tell your experience about pandemic, that how you touched the
So
life and what inspired you to do that, ma'am.
yeah,
Yeah,
so I will definitely get to that, but I wanted to complete what I was saying. So
yeah,
I'm going to actually urge each and every entrepreneur who feels that they have no way forward. I would say, no, you have got every way forward, because every individual has got something special in them. Please search within yourself, and you will find that something special about you. Okay, there are n number of online courses. Please go and look up those at those courses, and there are n number of opportunities online. So it's never a time for anyone to say stop. No, it's not. And believe me, when I say this, I know it, that the events industry is going to start back again. It is going to. So please be positive. Okay, it's going to happen.
absolutely.
Coming back to giving back to society, as I told you, that's something which started parallelly when I earned my first earnings at the age of 15. So for me, it started very early in life, Pavan. And of course, when something which becomes a part of you, okay, when you start off so early and it becomes a part of you, you grow up with it, and then you do different projects, you become part of different projects. And to me, I was so lucky that I have my husband, who was my then boyfriend, my very first boyfriend, and now my husband. uh, he too thinks exactly the way I think. So I'm very fortunate that I have all his support. So right through the pandemic, what we did was the day Modi ji, Prime Minister, announced the lockdown. The first thing which came to my head was, what are the people who earn their living daily? What are the daily wage earners? What are they going to do? And as soon as the talk ended, I don't know whether I waited till the talk ended. I called our father, Rolvin, because I work very closely with Don Bosco Development Society. And I
Yes.
spoke to him. And then I spoke to him the next day. And I said, what are we going to do? What do you think, is going to happen? So he said, Suhani, the best way forward is to distribute daily essentials. So I said, okay, that's fantastic. So we have a whole lot of volunteers working with us. So for me, it is very important that everyone is looked after in the team. So I went and told father. I said, how do we go forward with this? And then father said that we because with Don Bosco, they have distributed to more than 35,000 people at that point in time. And now, I don't know, they have touched, what is the number? They have touched much, much, much more. So it was like I worked, as a volunteer with them for a little while. And I told father, I said, the volunteers are the hands that who are feeding. I said, we have to look after them. So what we did was, I have the wonderful Nisha Jhamwal who stays in the next block to me, and she was telling me about the food packets which have been started by Tatas, and she said, "Why don't you try it?" So I said, that's an amazing thing. And I was so thankful to her. And then I told her, I said, that can we use this for our volunteers? She said, yes, of course. And very sweetly, she got me, an email connect with Mr. Jhamwal. And then we got connected with them. And then you will not believe it. Within a day and a half, within 2 days, they delivered all our volunteers' food to my home, to my doorstep. And we went and I went and I gave it to Don Bosco, and they were so happy that that the volunteers would get their meals before they start going out. And then we started giving sanitizers, we started giving face shields to the medical fraternity. Then we started even to the security, we started giving the face shields to them. So whatever we could do in our way, we joined hands and we did. Then there was a time when we were doing work, and I met a whole lot of people who collect the garbage collectors, who I think are the most important people for us, because
Absolutely.
if they would not collect garbage, I don't know how we would survive. And I remember talking to them and the situation they were in, and they were working day in and day out, just like I was going every day and doing distribution. Then came a time where the rules became very strict, that you could not leave the vicinity of between 4 to 5 kilometers from your area. So then what happened? And by the time, you will not believe it, Pawan, I started getting calls. And I would get a call and say that, you're doing the distribution of daily essential kits. I said, yes, I am doing. They said, can you go and help a family of five who's staying in fort? They have not eaten for about 8 days because the husband, the man of the house is not there. What do we do? Okay. Then we had another 30 people who were stuck, and they called me and they said that so they called me through somebody else, through another person who I know, uh, through my friend, and they said that her name is Barbara, and she said, can you help them? I said, okay, I will try. And we helped them. So like that, once I started doing, I realized that I had needed to go every day to distribute daily essential kits. Then came the shocker of my life, Pawan, dealing
Okay.
with my phone number. I don't know how it spread. I would have taxi drivers call me. I would have help, household help call me. Then I had this old woman call me, this young little girl call me. I had so many people calling me, for help, and we would just go, and I would not even ask questions. What and such amazing experiences that we've had. The kits that I gave to the taxi drivers. There's somebody else who came by, and had given the kids to the same people. So I said, what is happening? Are these people getting double kids? What are they going to do? What is happening? But I was shocked. I was awestruck. They were sharing the kids they were getting with the people who had nobody to look after them at their level. So such experiences, and the thing is, we saw through the truth at being at such grassroots level, working every day. The reality that we saw, it was heart wrenching, Pawan.
Absolutely.
Uh, that had quite an effect on me, and but we have to bounce back, and life moves on. So
So,
yes,
by listening to
that's it.
listening to you, Dr. Suhani, thought came in my mind was how you do anything is how you do everything. So,
Hmm.
so if a person is very great from his heart, whatever activity or whatever area he or she performs, be it be entrepreneurship, like the way Tata
Hmm.
does it, they do
Hmm.
TCS also, they also help it. So it reminds me
Yeah,
of you, like the way you are doing entrepreneurship, the same thing you do in social work also. So, Dr.
yeah.
Swani, my
So
next question is, yeah,
yeah.
yeah,
Yeah, so I always say that, certain things which are ingrained into you. I was very lucky to have a mom, who understood me, who understood what I wanted to do. Of course, I had a dad who was completely of different thought process, who was very, very orthodox. But I had a mom who let me venture out and let me do things. And then I grew up in an environment. I had my neighbor, Mrs. Parveen Jangir, who was always doing social work. And wherever she could involve us as children, she would involve us. So I think all that works a lot, Pawan. Yeah, your next question, please.
yeah. So my next question is, ma'am, like what all activities you all do under the umbrella of Mendonsa Foundation? So we want people to know about your activity, the kind of range of activity you guys do. I know
Yeah,
you have done tons of activity. I've read in the bio sheet of yours. So just
right.
if you can share about that, ma'am. Yeah.
Yeah. So the being a BNI bio sheet is very important.
Yeah, it's just popped out. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, so that's something we have in common, Pawan, again. It just so happens that where Mendonsa Foundation is concerned, we have been working on various projects, and we support whichever project we feel that, it requires our help, and where we can support them, we do support them. So right from supporting um, education. We are doing that with Light of Life Trust. My husband has been working with LOLT. I mean, he knows them for a long time, and then he introduced me to them, and then we started working for them. And they do a whole lot of work, a wonderful work for the tribal children and their education. And their founder, Mrs. Willie Doctor, is a phenomenal person. The work she has done is amazing. Then we have been working and associated with Women Build India, where we build homes for farmers' wives, farmers who've committed suicide, for their widows, and also for the tribal women. And what we do is, when the home is built, then the home is in the name of the woman of the house, the lady of the house.
Okay.
Yeah, that we see that,
Okay.
we take that. Okay. Then once we also, my husband has supported Udan Foundation, which is a visually challenged orchestra, and he's really he's taken them to Bangalore to perform, and he's so that's another cause that we have been supporting at Mendonsa Foundation, and we've been working for financial literacy workshops for the underprivileged, menstrual hygiene workshops, financial literacy workshops we've been doing with Alpa Shah, who's an amazing lady, another inspiring lady that she is.
These are dear
Then we
friends. Yeah.
have, yeah, then, but my pet project has always been uh, is doing surgeries, and that's doing cleft lip palate surgeries for the underprivileged child who's born with it. And if you ask me why this is my pet project, well, because this is what my younger son was born with. So as parents, we know what all we went through, you know and it is very difficult for our underprivileged parents to understand that and to go through that entire procedure. So uh, my heart goes out to them, and we try very hard. So we have associated with ABMSS, and we are working with them on this project. So we always tie up and collaborate with various organizations, and we see wherever help is required, we definitely support them and help them.
Yeah. So, Dr. Suhani, time with you just flew away. We have crossed 40 minutes. We were, I know you are an amazing speaker and an amazing person. So, I know like you have just warmed up. So we have the second part as a
Yeah,
part, this thing which is known as quick fire or rapid fire, they call it as. So
right.
you have to just answer in one word, Dr. Swani.
Uh,
So yeah. So your mantra for self-love.
my mantra for self love. Okay, so I always feel me time,
One word.
very
One word.
important. Okay, I think there's a network issue,
Yeah.
but yeah, me
Yeah.
time, very important.
Wow. Me time. Very good answer. Very excellent answer. Your mantra for joy and happiness in any relationship.
Respect. You need to
Wow.
respect anyone and everyone, whether it's your a child, whether it's your husband, whether it's your friend. You can never disrespect a person and expect that person to love you.
Respect.
That never
Yes.
happens. Yes.
Good answer. Your mantra for fitness.
That's a very wrong question for me, Pavan, because I'm the most laziest person and I love food. But yes, the mantra for fitness is nutrition. You should
Nutrition.
have a nutritious diet. Nutrition is very important.
Your mantra for gratitude.
Gratitude, attitude of gratitude, very important.
Attitude of gratitude. Excellent answer. Your mantra for growth, Dr. Swani. Your mantra for growth, as they say, when you don't grow, you
Yeah,
go down. Actually,
right.
you get rotten. So your mantra for growth in life.
So to adapt to change.
Very nice. Adapt to change. Yeah. And your mantra for leadership.
So I feel you can be a leader when you know how to deal with people at the lowest rung.
One word.
That's where
One
you
word, ma'am.
that's where you
One
start
word.
off. So this is very difficult to say in one word. So humility, to be humble,
Humility.
humble.
So, what drives Dr. Suhani to keep going? Like lockdown has not stopped her. So the pandemic was one of the such event in a century. So, what
Mm.
drives Dr. Suhani to work tirelessly in all the areas of life? I have seen all over. Like she's been working, like online events, and also she has been working daily to help the underprivileged. So what is that drive like
So there are
which keeps
two
you
things
going?
I'd like to say. One word, your answer is passion, but more than passion, I would say Vivek Mendonsa.
Wow.
He's my strength. He's my everything.
Yeah. So so we was this was Dr. Suhani Mendonsa, the one such personality you should look after, like the way she shared her life when she was 15 years old, her professional life, and also the art of giving. She started both at the simultaneous time. Like it is not she waited for that money to come. She donated from her very first salary. So that kind of attitude one should bring. Of course, she has a very good mom to mentor her, and she really took great advice from her. And Dr. Suhani, any lasting comments? You were super person, and you answered all the questions very
Thank
nicely.
you,
And
Pawan. Pawan,
really,
I am just an average human being like everyone. That's what I would say. But
yeah,
as you said, I would always say, please, I would urge everyone and I would request everyone, especially moms, all the moms and the parents out there. When your children are small, ingrain it to them that giving back, even with that, whatever food is there in their plate, sharing is caring. Giving back to society is very important. If the child learns at that age, he will carry it forward. It will be a chain reaction. And then you will have not even one child or not even one individual sleeping hungry at night because that person will be looked after. In a country like ours, where the population is immense, is huge, I'm sure all of us can do that. And we all can learn to teach our children to
So,
give back
Dr.
to
Suhani, one
society.
last question which came to my mind was you were awarded Mahatma Gandhi Award at the
Yeah,
House of Commons at England. So, I just
yeah,
want, like, since it is a huge award, like, let
yeah.
our viewers know about that award and why you were awarded because it's such a
So,
excellent. Yeah.
that was something which was I mean, it was an best moment of my life. I'll tell you why. First of all, getting awarded the Mahatma Gandhi Award at the House of Commons, okay, in London, a country, a UK, the country which ruled over us for so many years. So it was great and immense joy and feeling of pride. You know, it was amazing, and it felt it was a different feeling. You know, so it was a great thing to get, and to get for something which is so close to my heart, to get for social service, which is something which I have been doing ever since I was 15. So it was a absolutely momentous, memorable moment. You know, unforgettable. I mean, till now I remember how I felt when that medal was put into my neck and I got it, and it felt very, very special. You know, so what happened was my mentor, who is Dr. Shah, who has been working in the field of social service for I don't know how many decades, has seen me doing a lot of work, and he was the one who suggested my name for this award, and that's how it happened. So then, of course, they come back to you. They want to check out all the work that you have done, and everything they want it documented, and they want to see what all you have done in the number of years that that I had said, you know, all to them. So it was thanks to the entire team and thanks to Dr. Shah that I. So
So, viewers, thank you so much. A lot of gratitude to you to be a part of this amazing journey. And thank you, Dr. Suhani, for your
anytime, and whichever.
it's just like to have such a person. Like a lot of people do entrepreneurship business, but with a person with a kind heart to think about other people, and that's something like in a capitalist country or a socio, like we are a socio-capitalist country wherein
Yeah,
people should have a kind heart to serve underprivileged. And
yeah,
the way you inspired me a lot because, as you say in VNI also, takers might eat well, but givers sleeps well. So people,
yes.
if you want great sleep or if you want great thing in your life, you want peace, then you should be a giver. Yeah.
Uh, I want to say something, and I'm going to sing it for everyone before I leave, because
Yes.
these lines are very, very important for the time that we all have been through, the entire world has been through with this pandemic. So, this is for all you lovely people, and this is for the great Pawan. Uh, कुछ पाकर खोना है, कुछ खोकर पाना है, जीवन का मतलब तो आना और जाना है. Just remember that, people, and keep yourselves going and be positive and stay safe. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, viewers. Thank you. Signing out. Thank you.